In 1983, Car and Driver released its first 10 best automotive list. The Honda Accord was on that first list and has been for 38 years ever since, more than any other vehicle. Come see why the Accord is consistently rated as one of the best vehicles on the road at Team Honda on Siegen Lane.
That would be concerning and maybe set a precedent moving forward.
If you have plans to be outside, you might hit a couple of these little passing showers.
A drug bust and a few arrests made. Look at what they hauled in here.
Just you wait. We're about to talk about a major. Yeah.
It looked kind of similar to those pictures. They always spread everything out like the big drug bust. This is another big one as well. We're going to get into that in a quick minute. Welcome to WAFB Plus and 9 News Now.
Whew, boy, has it been busy. Not in the world of weather, but in the world of traffic.
Yeah.
Johnny A's got his eyes on a number of different delays that are happening right there on I-10. Where? How long?
Right.
We're going to get into that in just a bit. In the meantime, in our part of the world, it is starting out quite nice today, Steve.
Wow, looky.
Yeah, a little bit chilly outside, but other than that, enjoying a nice morning. Pretty sunrise here. Sky 9 shot from on top of Our Lady of the Lake Children's Hospital. If you can make it out, blown out by that bright sunlight. But yeah, the sun coming up behind Children's Hospital. All right, there's the 24-hour temperature change. Temperatures pretty close to where they were at this time yesterday. I think I toggled on the wrong graphic. I'm telling you, we're in the mid-30s to low 40s around the area right now. Baton Rouge at 41. It's going to be a pretty quick warm-up. Low 50s here at 9 a.m., mid-60s at noon. We'll top it out in the low 70s, so a good 30 degrees warmer by this afternoon. We'll see kind of a filtered sunshine with some of those high clouds. That is just about it. And you can see them on the satellite spilling in from the southwest. These are not rain-producing clouds, so just those high clouds moving overhead through the day, right on into tonight as well. But that's about it in terms of weather impacts for today. We'll keep it dry today, right on through the end of the work week, right on through Friday. Unfortunately, that changes for the weekend, and especially Saturday. That looks to be the day that gets pretty wet around here. So here's a look at it on the European model. Daybreak probably still dry, but you see here by lunchtime, it's got some rain moving in. That's 12:30 Saturday afternoon, and you'll note the rains continue into the afternoon and evening. That's 7 o'clock Saturday evening now. Still looking at the models, keeping low pressure kind of along the coast, and if that happens, that probably really prevents any severe weather threat, but obviously still get in on the rains. Now, the European does show the rains diminishing into Sunday morning as low pressure pulls to our east and actually keeps it mainly dry during the day on Sunday. How much rain are we talking about? Well, the Weather Prediction Center right now suggesting on average 1.5 to 3 inches of rainfall the next 7 days, most of that falling on Saturday. So another good soaking on the way. Not as much as last week, but another good soaking. So with that, they have already posted a 2 out of 4 slight risk of flooding for Saturday. That's not to say there's any major risk of flooding, but given how much rainfall we just got late last week into the past weekend, we could have some issues with some at least street flooding where we get some heavier downpours because in some neighborhoods ground is now a little bit saturated. Dry through Friday. Friday, by the way, Groundhog Day, but pretty comfortable here through the work week. Unfortunately, Saturday, yeah, we could have impacts to weekend or Saturday parades, so that's why I've highlighted it in red. It does look better on Sunday. A few light showers, mostly in the morning. We could get a couple light showers returning Sunday night into Monday morning. Not a big deal. Overall, though, it looks like we're back to a fairly quiet pattern for much of next week. 7:06. So, Johnny, I know there's been a lot of trouble on the basin this morning. How are things doing now?
Basin is actually getting better. It's still got a big backup, but the wreck's gone. And I'll show you that in just a second. Kind of glance at Baton Rouge right now, still reporting a wreck on 12 at Sherwood. That is no longer an issue, and we have a vehicle that is broken down, airline at Goodwood right in that area. Again, that's not huge backup associated with that. Here's what Steve was talking about earlier this morning. We had a crash just before you get off the basin, about 2 miles before the Rama exit right at Highway 3000, and that had traffic backed up for about a mile, 2 miles, and eventually it got backed up from about 6 miles is what that eventual backup was right here, and that's kind of what we're still seeing before Whiskey Bay all the way to Rama. So we got about an 8-mile stretch where you're going pretty slowly, but the good news is the wreck is clear and they're starting to move that traffic through there on the Atchafalaya. I'm starting to see brake lights kind of go off and traffic starting to move here at Whiskey Bay, but it is going to be a while before that gets back to normal. So coming from Lafayette, that is going to be your issue this morning. Beautiful shot, though. I love the basin when you're driving to and from. Love the Bonnet Carry, but not when you're sitting in traffic. 7:07, we do it every single morning right here on WAFB Plus. By the way, free for Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV. Little recap of our morning newscast in bullet form. We have a lot going on, too. Let's get over to Liz and Matt.
Johnny, we certainly do. Thanks for the latest in the world of traffic. We're following the national story here. 3 U.S. service members killed in Jordan. Now, the Biden administration blaming the Iran-backed militias for the attack.
So what they're saying right now as well, Liz, as far as this investigation goes into how this attack happened, it's a pilotless drone. And they're saying this drone that they, again, believe, to your point, was backed by an Iran militia, snuck its way in to Tower 22. You see right there, that's the name of the base there, right there at the Syria-Jordan border. Snuck its way in behind, on the heels of a U.S. drone, an American drone that was coming back to base. They had turned off the defense system and it got its way in that way and then launched that attack. Those 3 U.S. soldiers now identified, families have been notified, and so now the next step is what will the response be? They're saying right now it will be, of course, at a time and place of our choosing.
That's it. Not sharing details, keeping that close to the vest, but we are following this story closely. We'll let you know when that happens. Also a follow-up as we continue to follow the 3 service members, all from Georgia, ranging in age from 24 to 49. A tough day for Americans.
So as that's going on, let's get you back into South Louisiana here. Actually, you got the Baton Rouge police investigating now a double shooting. It's left 2 people injured.
Yeah, we've just confirmed this actually in the last 15 to 20 minutes here. We're told 2 people were taken to a hospital. The shooting this happened at the 6700 block of Baton Rouge Drive. It's not far from Glen Oaks Drive and Silverleaf Avenue. Now this happened sometime after midnight tonight, midnight January 30th. So there are no updates here on the victims' conditions, the identities of them, or what led up to the shooting. Police are hoping you can kind of help them fill in the gaps here. So again, midnight, sometime Buttonwood Drive near Glen Oaks Drive and Silverleaf Avenue. Please call in with any tips that can help.
You saw as it zoomed out on that map exactly where it is as well, kind of just south of Zion City, north of the interstate as it curves there. So please, make that phone call if you think you can help out a little bit here. From that to this, I want to get you over to a trio, apparently, of accused drug dealers off the streets this morning. We were talking about this at the beginning of the show. You know, when agencies make these kinds of busts, they typically find a lot of stuff and they spread it all out so everybody can see what they're getting off the streets. This is quite the haul, Liz.
I mean, if you look at that laundry list there and the photo, so 3 people behind the suspected drug dealers in the area. The deputies here with the SCAT and Narcotics Division with the East Baton Rouge Sheriff's Office, they hauled all of this. You're looking at that list, nearly 16 ounces of meth, 5 ounces of fentanyl, 5 ounces of cocaine. The list goes on and on. 2 pounds of synthetic marijuana. On top of that, you also had prescription drugs. You had 4 different guns. 3 people behind all of this there. They were searching homes on arrest warrants in the Goodwood Boulevard de Province area, Sherwood Forest area. 3 people now facing these laundry list of charges here. A lot to follow, but again, deputies hard at work to make sure that all of this is off the streets.
So arrests made there, right? So some arrests would like to be made by the folks over there in Tangipahoa Parish. Welcome to it. The sheriff says if you look at this video and what you're seeing here in the photos, this is, you know where the Big Wheels record lot is in Hammond, right? That's where this is from. And the sheriff there says, got a few people on camera stealing some vehicles, turning donuts in the lot. Liz, they wrote off of this and a couple of them and just wrecked them.
They sure did. And those vehicles were found abandoned in Tangipahoa Parish. But people, they need to find these people. So make out these photos. I know they're kind of blurry here, but some of them have descriptive hoodies. One of them says SLU very clearly here. They're looking for a pair of four different people in these different photos. And again, this happened sometime last month here. So if you can help, go ahead and call Tangi Crime Stoppers. That's that 1-800 number, and that's in that story waiting for you right there.
All right, so as we kind of get you into tax season, and hey, look, we're just on the heels of making those New Year's resolutions. Maybe it was to lose weight. There's people out there looking to steal your money when it comes to taxes. There's people out there looking to steal your money. Like, as you're trying to lose weight, you may lose money because of scams.
So the baseline with all of this, be skeptical. If someone is offering you, whether it's a miracle product, Callie was mentioning earrings, a weight loss cream, some kind of pill, all of these are fast resolutions that just don't work. work. So think of that already as a red flag. I know some people are so desperate to find that quick resolve, but know that that is not it. And if ever you're in doubt, well, with anything, supplement or health-wise, always consult your doctor. But Matt, when we talk about filing your taxes, nobody likes to do that. That's not anything people like to do. So someone might come to you and say, well, I can guarantee that you're going to get a refund. I can guarantee this and this. Nobody can guarantee that. You are responsible for filing your taxes. You can sure advise with a tax prep agent or maybe rely on a tax advisor or a personal accountant. But just know if somebody's offering you something that sounds too good to be true, Matt, it's often a scam.
Hey, before we leave you, I want to leave you with this, an opportunity to help out some folks. There's a new food pantry. It's up in North Baton Rouge. You know where Tony's Seafood is? The library right behind it. It's right there. Now, here's the thing. Sorry, thought we had a little less time. We have a little bit more time. Here's the thing. Those food pantries only are successful if the community gets behind them. Got to stock them, right? But we talk about a food desert in that part of our little world right there, and this could be one of the resources to help maybe solve some of the issues.
You're seeing a man who actually grew up in the North Baton Rouge area, and he was talking about how his mom just had noodles and rice and just butter to serve. So this is going to help families like his growing up. And they not only have food, non-perishable food, but things like soap. Things that we all take for granted and something that you don't think about. So if you're listening thinking, man, I sure would like to help, they're asking for you to make a donation. Whether you're an individual, a business, an organization, they sure would like to help. And again, all those details are waiting for you in that story right there.
Speaking of helping, we talk a lot about getting into the classrooms and mentoring programs. We talk a lot about that. Check out what ExxonMobil's doing right now, launching that mentoring program. Folks, this is for middle schoolers. We're talking about starting at a young age, maybe getting them on a path or at least showing them what's out there.
That's it. This is in partnership with EBR Schools and 100 Black Men of Metro Baton Rouge. It's called the Faces of Tomorrow Initiative, or LIFT. So this is going to be big in terms of school readiness, making sure that they're reading, making sure that they're having those academic benchmarks of success there. So that every week they're going to be paired up with a member from 100 Black Men of Metro Baton Rouge. They're going to pair up and do those tutoring and mentoring services. A great way to make sure that kids are involved, but also that relationship is there.
Got to understand the forecast, Steve, and it really is. Look, we got some good days to come here. Work days, the weekend, that's where it gets sideways.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We're going to keep it pretty nice through Friday, but Saturday, that's where I'm worried about some of the parades. We've got Crew Mystique, the Le Capital at 2 o'clock, Orion 6:30 Saturday. I think both of those could have weather issues. Now, we're still about 4 days away from the rain event, so let's keep an eye on it, but definitely watching that closely.
And Johnny, keeping an eye on that closure still on I-10 East.
Chapelot Basin is open, and the backups are rapidly thinning out. That's coming from Lafayette.
Good.
Were you just getting off the basin?
See how you can save thousands whether you buy here or sell here at the Team Automotive Group. Sell your vehicle to us and we'll pay you top value, or buy here and get a 90-day warranty on the purchase of a pre-owned vehicle. Get Team VIP service at every location of the Team Automotive Group.